Hey there YouTube, got another build project going. This one I'm going to try and get a little bit more of a thorough sort of a start to finish progress on the thing. I'm going to show you the unboxing of all the parts and take it from there and then give you some updates along the way, and we'll even see me getting a ride on the thing when it's all done. This is a Monty Trials bike. Picked up the frame, the fork, wheels, that's about it, from this guy over in Vancouver. Super cool guy. Used to compete in trials, but he was a pretty big guy. I mean, he was muscular, and he was like, man, I'm just riding my downhill bike now. I'm tired of getting my ass kicked by all these 80-pound kids. So I was like, true that, man. But he rode 26-inch trials, and he always thought it would be sweet to have 20-inch trials. So we picked this up off a friend like ages ago, and he never put it together, so he sold it to me for a ridiculously low price. Pretty much gave the thing to me. At the end there, he managed to find some brakes that he had for it. Little super kick-ass vintage Magura HS22s. Threw those in for free. Super awesome. So frames here, Magura 4-bolt mounts, dash guard mounts. There's that. Alex rims, DX32, 38mm wide, 36 spoke, 18 tooth setup on the back. Quando hubs, original Monty. These are the original wheels that came with it. Super strong. This is actually what they call a 19 or a 381, and it's not actually 19 inches. I measured this baby up and it's about 15.5 inches, where a standard BMX wheel is, I believe, an inch bigger than that. I was at the local bike shop, and one of my buddies was like, you gotta look for this tire, man. I seen it there, and it's just a sick looking trials tire. If I ever get a bike, I'm gonna put that on it. I picked up this bike, he was like, you gotta get it, man. So I seen it still on the shelf when I was at the shop. Spin Cycles, fucking awesome shop, you guys. Totally stop in there for all your biking needs if you're here on the coast. So I picked this up and I was like, okay, 20 inch. Didn't even know this back wheel was a 19. But I brought it home and fit it on, 387, which matches with a 381. And it fits up on there. It's no wonder you can get such a thick tire. You wouldn't be able to fit that on a normal BMX wheel. Buddy at the shop was like, and I tried putting that on anything, like BMX. I got a unicycle, tried putting it on there, it wouldn't fit. What's the deal? And I was like, dude, it fit. I got lucky, man. It's a 19 inch. It's the better size back wheel, so you can get the big tire on it. There's that. Then I went up to my local motocross and motorcycle and all that kind of stuff shop, Coastline. And I was like, alright, I'm not just going to put a regular BMX tube in there, which you could do, but then when you inflate it to that massive size, the sidewall gets really thin, and then if you're, like me, not exactly well versed in the realms of trials, you could pinch real easy, and then you're just going to be eating through tubes. So I was like, alright, it's 15.5 inches, guy hooked me up with a 16-inch tube, good for a 2.5 to 3.0, and this is barely inflated, and it fits in there snug. It's perfect. Plus, because it's for motorcycle or dirt bike, you get the lock nuts on the valve stem here. That's going to go a long way, because on low PSI for trials, you can easily get it pulled into the side like that as your tire slips around. So that'll lock on there beautifully, and you're sacrificing a bit of weight for a beefy tube like that. 275 actually, 3.0, 16, but save you a lot of trouble. Front wheel off the beast, another Alex rim, not sure how wide this is, but it's 30 spoke, or pardon me, 36 spoke. 406, which is your standard BMX size. Monty tire, the original. Check that out. OEM only. This is the tire that came with the bike new, and this bike has got to be at least 13 years old, I'm guessing, maybe upwards of late 90s, early 2000. So I'm thinking it's no newer than a 2003, probably a little older. And this tire, the sidewall looks pretty beat, but the tread is actually still supple. There's no cracking. That's good to go. Radially spoked. You can only have this kind of wheel if you have a rim brake, because they do not put radial spokes on a disc brake. The twisting force will rip it apart in no time. So I think that's kind of a cool feature. Never had that on a bike before. Original chrome Monty spokes, 4-bolt mounts for regulars, or any other kind of rim brake. There's a few others out there like Racing Line and Echo. Chrome bars. Apparently this bike was considered, entry level, so it doesn't come with a bunch of fancy lightweight stuff, but super beefy. They say this angle of the bar isn't as comfortable as, say, a decent riser bar, but I'm definitely going to rock it. I like the chrome. I think it's pretty sweet. Heavy duty mod stem. You get a 35-degree angle here, and it's probably about 6 inches from center to center. That's what you need to get the right geometry on a 20-inch trials bike. Definitely not original. Norco, super lightweight, one-piece seat post and seat. Just plastic, but you barely sit on the seat. Trials bike like this, you can just sit on it to go to your local riding spot. Otherwise, you're off the seat all the time. Super short post. You can have the seat all the way down. No clamp means you can run that seat extra low. Bolt-on seat clamp. Set of pedals I picked up at my local thrift store, the Prancing Pony. Lady who runs that place down there is awesome. All the proceeds go to local animals. A little dirty, but freshly rebuilt. Got these for $1. Might switch over to some different pedals that I got, some well-go platforms, but for now, after taking a file to these and grinding them up, they're nice and grippy, and they're a good start. Monty bash guard. Heavy duty as well, nothing lightweight, but definitely gonna hold up to the abuse. This is an original piece for sure. One thing I don't have is you gotta have some pretty thick, hard rubber washers. I'm just gonna make those out of some conveyor belt material from the local mine. Here's one of the Magura levers. Ones I got had all the bits necessary except this same screw on the caliper is missing, the bleed screw. But I've got that figured out. I'll show you that in a minute. Hooked up the end spin cycles, hooked me up with some brand new Magura hose for a really nice price. Highly recommended shop. Here's the old stuff that I got from Mr. Original Monty Bike Trial. These ones you can see they've been cleared up. I don't know if you can see the red there, but these were the original John Tomac version, but they're still the HS22. And I guess somebody just decided they wanted to go with the plain silver, so they wire brushed that off. You can see the grooves. Perfectly functional though. Maguras. First set, I've never had a bike that runs on rim brakes, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be real cool. Some various fittings in there. Nice, you can see that these levers were probably, they made the form for this by hand and then cast it up. Once again, an amazing product. This bike, because it has the 18 tooth freewheel on the back, runs a much bigger sprocket up front to get the ultimate, which is ideal for 20-inch trials ratio for your pedaling, which is 1.5 to 1. So right now I've got a 24-inch tooth on the back. That even only gets me to about 1.3 to 1, which is more what they run on 26, except the bigger wheel gives you a higher ratio. So I'm going to have to maybe either just live with this and have a little bit of an easier pedal stroke, or see if I can't manage to fit a 26 tooth on there and still not have it exceed the distance between the bash guard. FireX Truvative Crank, another incredibly good deal, used but barely from Spin Cycles, keeping the cost of this project down. Saw these on Pink Bike and I was like, well, that looks like a pretty interesting little headset. No proper seal around the outside to keep mud out, but I don't plan on thrashing this thing in mud. AEST sealed. Went online, found this on AliExpress. 16 bucks. Pretty decent. Free shipping. Took forever to get here, but sealed cartridge bearings too, so it's not an open bearing or anything. It's aluminum anodized. Folks up at HB Trials in Montreal, Canada's main source for trials parts. It's actually hard to find stuff. Really good prices up there. Highly recommended. Trial Tech foam grips with end caps that you press in. $8. I got my Echo TR freewheel, 108 click, so it's got 9 pawls, which are the things that engage the ratchet. 3 engage at once, and you have 36 engagement points times the 3 times 3 pawls, so 9 pawls, 36 all offset. It's 108 engagement points. Echo SL brake mounts, going with red anodized there, and titanium hardware with that. In order to, on the back of the frame, because the brake mounts aren't perfectly parallel, a lot of them on frames these days are, I had to get the fancier SL because they come with the mounting rings that allow fine-tuning of the position of the brake. Whereas on the front they are perfectly parallel, so I went with these because mounts with absolutely no mounting rings, which makes it much quicker and more accurate to simply get a perfectly true straight brake. But if your frame isn't true and straight, it'll be at the angle that your frame's at, so only good for perfectly straight brake mounts. Good couple stickers, we'll see if I end up throwing any of them on there. HB Trials, super cool folks there. The random bolts to hold on the bash guard. Probably one of the last items here. Truvative dual bearings, so we got 4 cartridge bearings lined up in this thing. Gigapite bottom bracket, ISIS spline, super sturdy. I've never ever had a crank slip on an ISIS spline. I've seen it a lot on square taper. This thing came with some sort of square taper with an adjustable cup, but I had to find cranks anyways, but I absolutely prefer and would recommend to anybody the ISIS standard. You can get a lot of different options from different companies, as well as cranks from different companies that run with this setup. I've had a Shimano in the past that had an Octalink, and they decided to change design because it wasn't good enough, and then they stopped making bottom brackets for it, and I had to chuck in a box, hoping to maybe somehow, make use of it one day, a perfectly good set of cranks, which really frustrated me. So I rock the ISIS line, and that's what I would highly recommend. Use set of standard material Magura pads, just enough to get me started. A little bit of an angle on there. I'm going to have to grind that down so I don't have an issue with it trying to contact only at one portion of the pad once I have my brakes all lined up perfectly. But that's just a good start. A good set of pads is probably going to cost you at least $30, upwards of $50 for just a pair of rim brake pads designed for trials purposes. People grind their rims. This rear rim's had a grind on it. The front rim doesn't have a grind. Well, I think that's it for now, folks. I didn't think I maybe brought it out here, but I also have another HS22, fully functional, with a set of V-brake adapters that I picked up as well at Spin Cycles for a sweet deal. Same exact brake as this, and the V-brake adapters are just going to be something I'll put on the shelf for if I ever decide to try and put one on standard brake, because I got the 4-bolt mounts on this frame. But this thing should come together pretty quickly now that I got all the pieces for it. Alright guys, thanks to you subscribers, and anybody who's interested, consider subscribing. Until next time, peace.